In the vast, unending landscape of the Mongolian steppe, a single man's final secret has defied empires, explorers, and the relentless march of time. For over 800 years, the world has searched for the lost tomb of Genghis Khan, a resting place that remains one of history's most tantalizing and fiercely guarded enigmas. Welcome to Echoes of Time, your portal to the forgotten pages of history. Today, we journey into the heart of a mystery that has become a legend, a historical ghost story whispered on the winds of Central Asia. We seek the tomb of the man who founded the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever known, a conqueror whose final command was to be utterly and completely lost to the world. The year is 1227. Genghis Khan, the Great Khan, the ruler of all Mongols, is dead. But his death was not to be an end. It was the beginning of an extraordinary act of secrecy. As his body was carried back to his homeland, a funeral procession moved with grim purpose across the plains. This was no public spectacle of grief. It was a silent, terrifying mission. According to legend, the soldiers escorting their fallen leader were under a single, chilling order: to eliminate anyone and anything that witnessed their path. Every traveler, every farmer, every living soul that crossed their route was executed, their lives sacrificed to preserve the sanctity of the Khan's eternal slumber. This river of blood was meant to wash away the trail, to erase the journey from living memory, ensuring that no map, no story, no whisper could ever betray the location. This brutal act of concealment initiated a tradition of unparalleled secrecy. The Mongols, a nomadic people, held a deep spiritual connection to the land. Their traditions often dictated that great leaders be returned to the earth without fanfare, without monuments or markers that might invite desecration. They were to become one with the vast steppe that had birthed them. For Genghis Khan, this tradition was elevated to an inviolable law. His grave was to be unmarked, unknown, a place where his spirit could rest, undisturbed by the world he had so thoroughly conquered. The secret was so absolute that it transformed his tomb from a physical location into an idea, a myth that has haunted historians and treasure hunters for centuries. In the modern era, our curiosity has become an obsession. The quest for the Khan's tomb has drawn numerous expeditions, fielding the best minds and the most advanced technology humanity can offer. Over the decades, Mongolian, Japanese, and American teams have launched groundbreaking archaeological efforts. They have pored over ancient texts, scoured the landscape, and deployed satellite imagery capable of piercing the secrets that lie under the dust of centuries. Yet, the mystery endures. The tomb has defied our high-resolution cameras, our ground-penetrating radar, and our most persistent historical inquiry. It is as if the land itself conspires to protect its greatest secret, a secret that has proven immune to the passage of 800 years. Every expedition has returned with theories, with possibilities, but never with proof. The ghost remains a ghost. So where does one even begin to look? Scholars and adventurers sifting through fragments of history and local lore have proposed several compelling theories, each adding another layer to this impenetrable puzzle. The most prominent hypothesis leads us to the remote and rugged Khenti province, a region of profound spiritual significance to the Mongol people. Here rises the sacred mountain of Burkhan Khaldun. This is the land of Genghis Khan's birth, the landscape that shaped him, and the place he is said to have sought refuge and spiritual guidance throughout his life. It is believed he personally designated this mountain as a sacred site. The theory posits that his tomb lies somewhere on or beneath its slopes, a final return to his spiritual home. For centuries, this entire region has been considered forbidden territory, an ancestral sanctuary protected not only by tradition, but now by severe ecological laws that restrict access. To search for the tomb here is to tread on holy ground, to challenge a cultural and spiritual taboo that has held for generations. Is the great Khan resting in the heart of this sacred mountain, protected by the reverence of his own people and the wild, untamed nature of the land itself? The silence from Burkhan Khaldun is as profound as it is mysterious. A second, more elaborate and chilling perspective paints a picture of a monumental undertaking, far grander than a simple, unmarked grave. This theory suggests the construction of a vast, secret mausoleum, a subterranean palace built to house the Khan and, perhaps, the untold treasures he amassed during his conquests. Such a project would have required a massive workforce. It is said that thousands of enslaved laborers were used to build this hidden necropolis, toiling in absolute secrecy. And once their work was complete, once the final stone was laid and the Khan was interred, these laborers were systematically eliminated. Their deaths were the final seal on the tomb, ensuring that no one who knew its location would live to speak of it. To make the site even more undiscoverable, proponents of this theory claim that a river was diverted from its natural course, its waters channeled to flow directly over the burial site. The landscape itself was re-engineered, a permanent living camouflage to obliterate any trace of the tomb's existence, hiding it forever beneath the silt and the currents of a Mongolian river. Could such a feat of engineering and brutality be possible? And if so, what incredible riches, or perhaps what terrible curses, lie waiting beneath the riverbed? Yet there is a third theory, one that steps away from the physical search for stone and gold and enters the realm of the mystical. This idea suggests that we may be looking for something that cannot be found by traditional means because it was never meant to be. It hints at a spiritual reabsorption, a belief that Genghis Khan's essence was not to be confined to a single chamber, but was to become part of the vast steppe itself. In this view, his burial was a ritual to return his spirit to the eternal blue sky, Tengri, and the golden earth, the core deities of the Mongol people. His body was simply a vessel, and its final resting place was meant to dissolve back into the land he loved, making a physical discovery impossible. Perhaps the true secret is not a location on a map, but a profound spiritual concept. Perhaps the Mongols believed their great leader's power was too immense to be contained, and that his spirit now roams the plains, embodied in the wind, the mountains, and the endless horizon. This would make the search for a physical tomb a fool's errand, a misunderstanding of a deep cultural belief that values the eternal spirit over the mortal shell. Each of these theories, the sacred mountain, the secret mausoleum, the spiritual return, is fraught with historical anecdotes and modern interpretations. They are the echoes of a past that refuses to be fully understood. We are left sifting through ancient texts that offer only cryptic clues, interpreting satellite images that show tantalizing but inconclusive anomalies, and listening to local legends that blur the line between history and myth. The tomb of Genghis Khan is more than just an archaeological prize. It is a focal point for our fascination with the unknown, with the secrets that history has desperately tried to keep from us. It represents the ultimate cold case, an 800-year-old mystery that challenges our belief that everything can eventually be discovered, cataloged, and explained. The legacy of Genghis Khan is one of conquest, of empire, of a world changed forever. But perhaps his most enduring legacy is this profound and unbroken silence. It is a testament to the power of a single idea, to the loyalty of a people, and to a respect for the dead that transcends the centuries. The founder of the Mongol Empire managed to conquer a vast portion of the known world, but his final victory was over something far more powerful, time itself. He has managed to keep his final resting place a secret from the relentless march of history, a small patch of earth that remains unconquered by modern curiosity. As we stand at the edge of this great historical void, we are left to wonder, what lies within this undiscovered tomb? Is it a treasure trove beyond imagination, the accumulated wealth of a conquered continent? Or is it something simpler, The Spartan burial of a nomad warrior whose true wealth was the loyalty of his people and the vastness of the land he called home. The search continues, fueled by the human desire to know, to uncover, to solve the puzzles of our shared past. But in this quest, we may be overlooking the most important truth of all. The power of Genghis Khan's tomb may not lie in its discovery, but in the fact that it remains lost. It is a potent symbol of a past we can't fully grasp, a final, defiant secret from a man who left an indelible mark upon the world and then simply vanished into it. What does it mean when the greatest conqueror in history chooses not a monument, but anonymity as his final testament to power?